Welcome back to People. I'm Shirley Lin. My guest is Mr. Emile Sheng, who is president of L'Hotel de Chine Group and also our former culture minister. Well, can you share a bit about your experience as culture minister? I mean, what a switch from political science to culture. Yeah. You know, what have you learned? I'm sure you valued a lot. Please share some stories with us.
Yeah, there's so much to learn because this is actually, that was a very new area for me. And also a ministry in Taiwan, not only the cultural ministry, but all other ministries, it's hard to imagine how broad their business covers. So the creative industry is one of it. And there's like performing arts, visual arts, and also there is this community building, and literature, and we also have like 14 museums across the country. So there's like, and we also have like cultural centers overseas, trying to promote. And we also built up some Taiwan Academy.
That's right.
Toward the end of my term. So you can imagine just by mentioning them, it took me about a minute to tell you the scope. So there's so much things to learn and cover, and I think looking back, I'm glad that I was able to push for the Cultural Creative Industry Act to be passed by the Legislative Yuan, because that law was in the LY sitting there for 6 years. Okay. People thought there's no chance of passing it because so many different opinions about it. So when I first took office, I thought I want to make that as my first accomplishment, and I really thank all the legislators for supporting me on that front, and I got it passed in the first 2 months of my tenure there.
Wow.
And because the law has passed, that's why in the last 2 years we have all the resource, the funding, and all the legal structure to start pushing for the creative industry development in Taiwan. So that's one thing I'm really glad that I was able to accomplish.
Wow.
And also internationally, I think the Taiwan academies, that was the 3 that was already opened. That also took a few years to prepare, and I'm glad that that was done. I hope the world can know Taiwan more because of our culture. Because realistically speaking, we're never going to be a political dominant country in the world.
Okay.
And we're economically, we probably can be one of the leaders, but we're really in comparison with China, I think we're not having the growth rate of China anymore. So by any means, we're still a small economy, but culturally, we're not really limited by size, and the rich Chinese culture. Taiwan is the place where we preserve our tradition much better than any other place that was influenced by Chinese culture, and because of our democratic way of life and thinking, we put more creative ideas into our traditional culture. So we're really at the best of both worlds, and we thought we should make Taiwan's cultural influence one of the world's leader, and especially the leader in the Chinese-speaking society. We hope that everybody living in with the Chinese heritage and root can look up to Taiwan's way of life as the way of life that they want to pursue on their own.
That's great. Can you share maybe 1 or 2 things that you learned that you never knew before as culture minister, or just about our Taiwanese culture? Anything that you learned that you never knew before? Can you think of anything?
There's so many things that it's just that I'm thinking about whether I can find out with some interesting examples.
Maybe about calligraphy, or about Chinese dance art, or about pottery, or I don't know. Okay,
for example, like because I'm really blessed in the way that I was able to observe all all you just said at a very close distance. For example, like calligraphy, like I never knew. I saw Master Dong Yangzi when she was holding a paintbrush this big. She actually used her arm around the paper and And it's amazing. It's just amazing how that can be written.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine either.
Yeah. She was just creating the calligraphy in the room. And the paper was on the floor.
Right.
And I can't even write well with a pen. This
with one hand.
Yeah,
right.
with one hand.
Let alone.
She uses her two arms, and actually when she was done, and the work was just amazing, and it's almost like what she used with her hand, one hand.
Right.
So I was able to see a lot of these things, and for example, when I was with CloudGate,
yes.
And we were overseas going on a tour.
Okay.
And that was when I realized I didn't know that when they go out, they have to actually bring their own stage. So yeah, so that's why it costs a lot because
yes.
They have everything on stage, even the floor on stage. What they have to bring their own stage because if you use the stage that was already there,
right.
It's different.
Yeah.
So so there's so many things that goes on. When there was a Chinese saying, a minute on stage is 10 years of work behind scenes.
I believe
right?
so.
And
yes.
I actually really realized what that actually means. To me, that was just a slogan in the past. But when I get the chance to work with them and see how hard they practice and how much work they put into their artistic creations, and I really feel like at that time, as a government official, we should really do our best to help them because their perseverance and their insistence on pursuing the best. I think that's really the spirit of artistic creations.
Wow, you must value those experiences.
Yeah.
That is, I'd love to be in your shoes. But so now, from culture minister to president of L'Hotel de Chine Group, this hotel group, what has been the hardest part, or what kind of mentality did you have to change to go from there to managing hotels? Is there any difference?
For me, I think there's a lot of common ground because it's really about management.
Okay.
No matter it's Deaf Olympics or city government or culture ministry. Or the hotel group. I think the management part is the consistent part. But the thing is, you have to learn and respect all the expertise at the different areas and try to make yourself acquainted really fast with the specialized areas. And I think one thing that I was trained in the past 4.5 years was that the last 4.5 years, everything I did as a government official are really all new to me. Because how can I ever imagine myself preparing for a Olympic Games as the main CEO for the organizing committee? So that was a whole new area for me. And also, even back in the city government, I kind of established a 1999 a hotline. So,
yeah, right.
And I never had such experience on customer service before. So I flew to New York and I observed how they did it. And when I came back to Taiwan, we did actually more than what New York has done. New York's number is 311.
Okay.
But I flew there to learn from their experience. But when I came back, I added so many different characteristics in our system. It's functioning even at a much better service level than New York is doing. So I feel like I was trained to have this ability to learn from the new things and also to add some creative ideas and add more into what was already established. So I hope my experience in the past can really help translate, for example, the culture and artistic part that I learned in the last 2 years.
Right.
I'm trying to make our hotel group actually I have 2-3 plans that is ongoing now. I'm talking with a few different colleagues and trying to add more cultural and artistic flavor and programs into our hotel groups. Right.
Okay.
So, and also for the customer service example, I hope that 1999 hotline is already performing very well in the city government level. I hope that our hotel group can put more emphasis on customer reactions and complaints so that we can really, let me put it this way, like all the 5-star hotels, they already achieve a certain service level. Everybody can there's not that much difference. But the thing is, can we do the extra 5% or extra 10%? That is really pleasantly surprising to our customers, so that they can leave the hotel with the impression that we accomplished what they did not expect that we can do. So that's the 5% and 10% that I'm working on, and hope that we can separate ourselves so that we can have be a very unique hotel group in Taiwan.
Well, I think that your hotel group is already a very unique, group, because first of all, I visited the Palais de Chine, right behind the Taipei main station,
Yes.
And I find it very unique. There are horse sculptures everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those are really sculptures from Paris. So they are not like replicas. Yes. So
Okay.
I often had a talk with my boss saying that from the financial perspective, what you're doing is just insane, because nobody decorates the hotel by all true artistic paintings and sculptures. But his vision is that this is what we want to do. Like, making money is really the second priority. It's not that it's not important, but
Right.
Building a good image and also making ourselves as a good social service is really the utmost mission in our group. And I feel like this is really, I think I'm glad that I'm able to work in such a environment where making money is not always the first priority.
So what else is special about these hotels of this chain, besides the cultural part, you know? And is there anything that you guys want your hotels to stand out to be different from other 5-star hotels?
Yeah, I think we don't want one of our spirit is that no Me Tooism. So we don't want to do what others are doing. We hope to provide a new experience for living in a hotel.
Okay.
And when I report to this duty about a month ago,
Yes.
I already started to come up with some new plans for how I actually asked my colleagues to rethink from step one when a guest step into our lobby.
Right.
Let's review all the details and see, can we throw away what you already know and think about, can we create a whole new routine, and to think about what we can do on that aspect. So we already came up with a few good ideas. So we hope that in the coming month we can actually enact all these plans so that create a very unique experience. And I don't know if when you went to the Palais de Chine.
I was only to the lobby.
Oh, you didn't go up. You didn't go inside. Okay.
Yeah.
Next time you should let me know. I'll give you a tour there. Yeah.
Oh yes, that would be great.
And also, the Fort de Chine is another very popular hotel at the Sun Moon
Lake.
Right. From right now, if you want to make a reservation on the weekends, you have to do it actually 3 months prior to your arrival, because it's already fully booked. And we hope that we can really make our hotel the first choice as the second home for most of our tourists.
So can you share one new plan that you have for the hotels?
Because it's not enacted yet. This is still in a way a commercial secret.
Still a secret.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm afraid that if I said it, maybe another hotel would do it before we actually did it.
Oh, well, okay, that is true. So. Yeah. But
after we do it, I believe other hotels would also follow. But that's okay. But we hope that our ideas, at least we could be the first one to enact.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Sheng.
Thank you.
I think that your life has been very colorful, from political science professor to culture minister to president now of an international hotel chain. I think you should value all these experiences. I think there are great plans ahead of you, and I think...
actually, that was the reason that I actually agreed to this position, because when I left the culture ministry position, I got 7 job offers.
Wow.
And, half of these are academic jobs, and half of it are from the businesses. So I thought, at this time of my career, I already had experience in academic, in media, because I hosted television programs for a few years,
right,
and also in government. And the business side of the society is the part that I really I'm not familiar with. So I thought, if I can really know how business function, then my perspective to the whole society can be more complete. So that was actually the main reason I decided I should give this a try and see what I can bring to this area.
Oh, wow. Well, good for you, Mr. Sheng, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching, people. I'm Shirley Lin.